Well, hello, folks. It's me. I thought I'd give you a tour of the garden. Like I said, we're still in the high 70s, mid to high 80s every day, even though the days are shorter. But look at my aloe vera. Look at those plants, will you? And I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I gotta, I gotta find somewhere to put them in the house for the winter. I don't know where, because they will not stand temperatures below 40. They don't like freezing cold weather at all. And there's the mother plant right there, and it's got like 4 or 5 plants on it. I would sell them at the market, but you know, you got to have a license to sell at the market. You know, I could take some of my vegetables and other stuff out there to sell, but I don't have a license, and they won't let you set up a booth without one. So look at the mums. Those are the first mums we planted. Those were the dollar mums, y'all. They cost me $1 for that pot of mums right there. Of course, I had to bring it home and put it in a bigger pot, but you can't beat that for $1, y'all. So you got to watch your local garden centers. They have sales every once in a while. Go out here and take a look at the ones I put out here. But, you know, we haven't had frost yet. We haven't had freezing cold temperatures. So my garden is still alive. This mum just bloomed. And all the blooms have died off on it. I need to deadhead all of it. So let some of the new growth come out. And hopefully, you know, this is the second year it's come up. Because I planted this mum last year. Or a year before. And this is the second summer that it's come up and lived. So I'm hoping all the other ones will do that. Look at that, y'all. I deadheaded this mum right here while I was talking to you. And I planted a little mum in there. That's one of the dollar mums right there, y'all. Because I knew my pepper plants would die off. And look at the pretty flowers it's putting out. That's a beautiful color. That's the dollar mum right there. One of them didn't live. You can see right here, one part of it didn't make it. But the part that did is putting out beautiful flowers. I mean, that is beautiful in there. And when the peppers die, the mum will still be there. My rose bush, it looks kind of puny, but it's living and it's looking good. So hopefully it'll be back here next summer. And I had too much growing in here. I think I got 4 o'clocks and peppers, so I didn't put a mum in this one. And I had a nice rose bush living here. Look at that. Isn't that rose bush beautiful? That was one of my cuttings. You know, most of them died out. My cuttings did, but this one's beautiful. Right here with my 4 o'clocks. So we'll see. I don't know if it'll come back next year. I'm hoping it will. I got a moonflower there. And I put peppers in here. And they kind of shaded the mums a little bit. Look at that. So that mum's living too. And that's a beautiful color. It's just starting to open up some new flowers in there. But that one is beautiful. Look at that. A dollar mum. I just hope it makes it through the winter. And it puts out that beautiful color mum next year. Because look at all the little buds. There's buds all over it. And here goes the other mum. That's a beautiful color too. Look at that. It's really pretty. I love that color. I just hope it comes back next year. Maybe it will. All my moonflowers for this year have died back, you know, and I broke them off to clean out all the dead plants. But they'll come back up from the roots. And I got to get those little logs out of here. It's been raining on me for several days, so I haven't been out here to do anything. But some of them are going to be burnt. The other ones are going to be used, the wood bark will be used for mulch and compost. But some of the little logs will border some other plants, and some of them will be burnt. And I got to get this tree cut down too. That's coming up pretty quick. Yep, that's got to be cut down. I hate losing that tree. It put out so much shade. And I know now what caused it. Because for a long time, I was draining my washing machine water in that rock garden. And I didn't like the hose going across the top of the ground. So I moved it. And it didn't dawn on me that the poor tree was going to die if it didn't continue getting the water. And it died. And I hate it, but, you know, things happen. I got peppers still living here, greens, my flowers. And I got to get out here one day, and since the weather's cooling off, and finish working on my, oh my goodness, look at this. These peppers have weighted this poor bush down so much that it was just laying over. They're not very big, but it was pulling the poor plant over. That one's still alive too, but I picked all the peppers off it the other day. And my zinnias, I got to gather my zinnia seed. Look at there, they're drying out. Some of them should be taken off of there now, and I'll get to that. I broke some of the leaves off my greens the other day and laid some of them down that didn't look too good. That was in the bunch that I cooked. And you can see I stripped that stalk. Hollyhocks, my greens, my peppermint back there. My rose bush here is living. It's not looking too good. I mean, I don't know what stripped all the leaves off of this section of it. But I'm sure it'll come back this summer. I mean, you know, in the spring. And look real pretty. I mean, all the rest of the rose bushes, some of them don't have too many blooms on them right now, but they are pretty. They're living good, and some of them are blooming. And that one there is getting even bigger. Looks kind of puny right now, and I guess I'm going to have to move some of these rocks so I can mow around the rose bush. I've been just taking the small weed eater and going up in there. And these two are still alive, but they're not looking too good. But, you know, it's just that time of weather, too. I got bell peppers hanging there. Look at that. So I got to pick some more. I got to get more of my greens and put them in the pot tonight. My okra and my, I'm forgetting what that is right offhand. Not rosemary. I forget the name of this bush. But they tell me it gets about 5 foot tall. So I'm probably going to have to take it out of that little one and put it in a big pot. And I'm sure the roots have went through the little pot and they're down in the big one. Another pepper plant here. Look at that. Peppers on it. And I pick peppers and I pick peppers and I pick peppers. And there goes a frog or something in there. Oh, that's a leaf. I thought it was a frog. I got to get me some ant poison out of the shed and bring some up here. You get them killed from one spot and they move to somewhere else. It's like chasing them. And you can see my watermelons are gone. I got 1 or 2 watermelons left on the vines, but they're not going to make it. That one over there is not going to make it. It's already got that root end rot or whatever they call it. But those last collards that I planted are looking good. Look at all those collards. I'm probably going to move some of my buckets over here that I got those collards planted in and put them out here. I think so they get more sun than what they do where they're at, because I got them under the trees. And you can see I harvested a bunch of this the other day, but you know, I've still got pretty leaves on here. And I've been putting greens around my banana trees. Or leaves, not green. Well, greens, yeah. But they say to put, when leaves fall off your banana tree, just to lay them on the ground at the trunk. But I don't have no big banana leaves. So I got all kind of greens. So I broke a bunch of the leaves and I laid them down there. I'm hoping that'll do some good. My holy basil. Look at this. Look at that kitty cat. And there's Lucky. He ran a stray cat out of the yard this morning. He's silly. They both got to follow me around. Yeah, they both follow me around the garden. Ain't that right, little buddy? Huh? That's little buddy. So, hey, little buddy. And Lucky. I was thinking his whole belly was white, but it's not. But he's got different white markings than little buddy does. Lucky's a lighter orange, too. He's more of a tan color than little buddy is. See, little buddy's more of an orange with white. But Lucky's more of he's a lighter orange. Am I talking about you, Lucky? Huh? Am I talking about you? He says, I don't care. I don't care. There's little buddy coming at my ankles. I mean, you can see the difference in their colors. Lucky is lighter. Lighter with more white on him, and little buddy's darker. He's a darker orange. And he doesn't have quite as much white on him as Lucky does. Ain't that right, little buddy? Huh? Get back at my legs. And I transplanted some holy basil over here. I don't know how long it'll live. I don't know if it'll live long enough for me to harvest any leaves to dry or not. I'm hoping it will. But we'll see. And there's more of my Egyptian walking onions. I got to pick some more of these greens and cook them. I got the pot weight and I started to pick them earlier. And I decided I wanted to do the video first. Egyptian walking onions there. What? Are you going to argue with little buddy, huh? You going to argue with little buddy? Huh? Are you? Nobody's bothering you. Nobody's bothering you. Oh, nobody's bothering you. He's upside down. Are you upside down? Huh? Little buddy says, I don't care. He don't care. Look at that. See, I tell you, Lucky likes to lay on his back. Little Buddy likes to lay on his belly. Yeah, Lucky likes to lay on his back. Look up here at the camera. I want people to see your eyes. Yeah, I want to see your eyes. Look at these eyes. Yeah, I still got pepper plants up here, Egyptian walking onions, but they'll be here until I pull them up. I'm gonna leave them until they do their walking in the spring or next summer, and I'll harvest all the little planter bulbs, and then I can start eating some of these. And I put a collard there. Green's still there, and my tomato plants. I don't know how many of my tomato plants are gonna ripen, or how many tomatoes I'm gonna have. I've picked like 5 or 6. They're in there on the table. Look at that, showing his kittiness, scratching on a log. Look at this stuff. Can't get rid of this kind of grass. And there's my chives. I've got stuff growing in my chives. That's a dandelion. I probably should have left it there. I've got clover, all kind of stuff growing in it. Egyptian walking onions. I think those are Egyptian walking onions there too. Perpetual spinach, I need to harvest that. My, oh heck. Now I'm forgetting the name of this. I got radish planted down in there. I got carrots. And my little volunteer tomato plant is full of little grape tomatoes. They're not ripe. I picked a handful of ripe ones the other day. This is arugula. Remember how I broke it all back? And I picked a salad of it the other day. And it's already come back enough I could harvest another salad. Now, look at there. He's following me. He'll follow me and then lay down behind me or beside me. There's another collard that I planted there. Ooh, I got one of the Hungarian hot wax peppers. I didn't see that when I was picking them all off. I cleaned that bush of all the peppers the other day. My walking stick kale. Look at these. They look like tree collards. I planted walking stick kale, tree collards. See, there's the worms that get on your greens. They devastate your plant. I got to come out here and spray them. I really do. I need to get my pepper spray out. Spray these leaves real good. And the grasshoppers eat them too. I mean, grasshoppers don't want to leave any of these plants alone. More hot peppers. I'm not sure which ones those are. But I got to pick them. They're full of peppers. And see, I picked all the ripe tomatoes the other day. I've got them on the table. The ones I didn't eat. But this little bush is full of them. I think they're the hillbilly tomatoes. But I got some over here too. Even though I don't remember which ones are which. Look at there, I got a big snail. I get big snails all over my garden. They like to eat the veggies too. Pepper plants. I got to get out here and water. Yeah, everything is still looking good, but it's not going to be long before we're going to get our first freeze, I'm thinking. So I feel lucky. And there's my peppermint. That came back to life. What is it, little buddy? Huh? What? What? Huh? What? You gonna follow me? Now I got both of them here. And there's this big rose bush, and it's holding my tomatoes up. Look. I got tomatoes growing in my rose bushes. But it makes a good support, so I'm leaving it there. Look at these kitty cats. Little buddy's under there. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep them both here or not. They just... Little buddy's jealous of Lucky. I put a collard there. It's not looking too good, but it might survive. And I got collards planted all in my in between my peppers, because the peppers are going to die off the first freeze we have, and it'll have room for the collards to grow. But look at that. That's a tree collard right there. And I've been harvesting all the leaves off of it too, but look how good it looks. It's got 2 stalks on it right now. And I can break that off and root it, and that's probably what I need to do. Or take a stalk or 2 in the house when we have our first freeze, or before we have the first freeze, and wrap it up in a wet paper towel and put it in a plastic baggie, put it in the vegetable bin. And I'm told it's supposed to stay there and be good for a couple of months until you take it out and replant it in the spring when there's no more danger of it freezing. And it'll root for you. I haven't tried it, so we'll see. But look at all these pepper plants. And I got collards between them. Every other cinder block hole has a collard plant. I'm making use of my space. Ooh, I see a tomato I need to pick right there. Because it started to split on me. But it's all right still to eat, so. And here's all my collards here that we planted. And I think they look pretty good because these plants were smaller. They were smaller than the ones in that raised bed when I first planted them. These were too. But they're living, and they're going to look good when they really take root. And this one's falling over, but it's still alive, so I'll leave it. My pepper plant there. My walking onions. I'm going to have tons of walking onions to plant or to give to someone else to plant next summer with all these walking onions I got. Pepper plant there. See, it's still putting out peppers. I got a big old tomato up there. I don't know what kind of tomato that is. I don't remember what I planted there. See, I still got some here too. I still got more eggplant. Tomato there. See, my problem is it gets hot and they want to split. Eggplant. Ooh, I've got a couple more tomatoes I need to get. Look at that. And I got one there too I need to get. I don't have nowhere to put them, y'all. I'm going to have to come back out here and get those. I got an eggplant right there. And I got a Roma tomato, a little bitty one. You know, I picked one the other day that had ripened. There's another one there. I got a couple more on the bush. They're still green. But I got 2 of them up in there. I got a tomato there. I'm not sure what type that is. It looks like one of those slicing tomatoes. But I wouldn't swear to it. I planted so many different kinds, just like the peppers. I don't know what I got. And there's one of my little grape tomatoes that's ripened I need to pick. I can't get it right now, though. My hands are full. But I got tomatoes over there behind those bushes. They're green, so you can't see them very well. See right there and up in there. Oh, that's a pepper up in there. But that's a tomato. Got some jalapenos up in there. And I can't zoom the camera so you can see it. But look, here's some I couldn't see from the other side. There's a big one hanging right there. It looks like one of the slicing tomatoes, and that's Aroma. So yeah, we're not calling for freezes anytime soon, not for the next week, unless they've changed the forecast. I keep having to watch the weather forecast to make sure everything's all right. First sign of a freeze, though, I got to come out here and start picking stuff. Pepper plants out here. Those are bell peppers. And I picked them all. And you know what? We need to start thinking about pulling our sweet potatoes. We still got 3 tubs of sweet potatoes. I've never planted them before. But they tell me when the vine starts to die back is when you're supposed to pull them. And there's my hosta. I put sticks down in there so Lucky can't climb in there. I don't know what I'm going to do with these little fur babies. But I got more peppers on this one. Look at that. And I cleaned all the peppers off of this thing the other day. And I got more. Perpetual spinach, bell pepper there. More bell peppers here. They're not very big yet, but there's bell pepper. And that old tomato plant it wants to fall over regardless of what I've done to it. I've tried it up, retied it up, and it still falls over. And there's my, look at that thing. That is an evergreen bush, and it was supposed to be mandevilla, but it's an evergreen, and look how tall it's trying to get. It's trying to go up the vine, or up the trellis. And my hollyhocks, they're still alive. I cut a bunch of them back that had, the leaves had died because they looked bad. And I got a bell pepper there trying to produce one. I got a pepper here. But my daylilies, my caladiums are still living out here. They're just not doing too good up there. I got to get out here and water. My mums. Yeah, I got to get my boots on and get out here and water. Yeah, it needs to rain again and help these mums that I stuck down in the rock garden to root. And there's one of them. It's still green, but it needs water down in there to help it root. Hopefully things will be better next summer. Maybe I won't have such a hard time keeping things watered. Oh, Lucky got hungry. He said, I decided to come up here and get me something to eat. Little buddy's coming behind me. Come on. Are you coming? Huh? He said, I guess I will. Fur baby. He's nothing but a fur baby. Yeah, he's a fur baby. He's a fur baby. Look at his eyes. No, he's going to get to my legs and then you can't see him. Little buddy, show people. I got an ant on me. Hey, where are you going? Show him your eyes. Look at his eyes. Aren't they pretty? Oh, that's a little spider. I couldn't get rid of him. Look at his eyes. Look at that. He's got pretty eyes. Him and Lucky both have pretty eyes. I dropped my little tomato. Well, y'all, I got to get these tomatoes in. I got run out there and pick the other ones. Then I got to get my boots on so I can get out here and water some of my plants. So we'll check with you later. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye now.